Let us not dawdle.
It's so much better than my sword, too. But I think there's another weapon I want to use. That was a two-handed one. Let's see. Oh, here. No. Oh, it's right there. 21 to 32. Has a brutal strike. Well, the Space Marine I was probably going to have replace her with, but the only downside is I may have to redo the entire Space Marine because she is my demolitions expert. So probably going to have to do some adjustments on that. This is 17 to 28 and inflicts bleeding. Does a little more damage. This one I'd probably give to Abelard because he is... he does more damage. Okay. But my Space Marine, it's Volfar, or what is his name? No.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Shoot, I can't think of his name now. But he's my Space Marine. So he would be replacing her. Oh, these are nice. Who knows? Maybe we'll actually get to our ship.
With the physical horrors of Camorra behind them, a long and arduous journey, possible only with the help of a xenos guide, lay ahead for the rogue trader and his party. From one strange destination to the next, through unknowable environments, the mere sight of which could drive one to madness. Despite the challenges, they managed to escape the labyrinthian webway and find their way back home.
All right. I sense your mind, Monkey. Are you skulking in the web gateway? Why have you come to Lilithan in secret? You intend to, you intend ill for us, brother. Oh, are we back on Giannis? I praise Assyrian the fortune of seeing you. Please step under my protection without delay. Brother Miran, I do not feel threatened. Not anymore. Outcast, you walk the path paved by your own misdoing. Once more, Monkey have found their way into our domain, and once more you aid them in doing so. Neither war nor ill intent follow our wake, Moran. Your anger is unwarranted. I apologize for intruding upon your hallowed ground. It's where my journey from Camorra has taken me. Come from Camorra? Now I see. The gate refused to obey to me because it was sealed from within. By the Dark Ones, no doubt. Lilithin was meant to become a slaughterhouse for Jakari. Your arrival is sudden, outcast Rillet. But perhaps there is a purpose behind it. It will serve your people shortly. Do you know about my abduction? The news of your disappearance has not reached I'll say Janus. I don't know. People say Janus and Janus. I don't like it in games when they have different people pronounce it differently. I guess is that your close servant decided to conceal these events, so not to beget fear. How are things on Janus? Lilithin had been charitable to the Monkey. Bestowed special gifts upon some of your servants, and it forges bonds with them. For the first time, I see a world so tolerant of your kind, and reminds me just how much I still do not understand. Alas, your kin do not trouble themselves in contemplating this matter. They fear those gifted by Lilithin. They despise them. They seek to kill them. That does not surprise me at all. Your kinsman, Eklindel, helped us escape. If this is his path and yours diverge, he will stay with us. You leave. I'm elated to be once more among those whom I shared Kudarak. Time of course. Thank you, Ellen Talk. We will speak of my kin fate no longer. All that was meant to be said has been said. We will send instructions to our Monkey allies so that to provide you with the means of transportation. Farewell, Monkey, and please that our meeting did not spill blood into Lilithin's. Sweet! Ready for orders. Welcome to the bridge, Lord Captain. Like the rest of the crew, we are overjoyed by your return. Thank the Emperor for it. Ulfar, that's his name. Just huge. Look how big he is to everyone. Lord Captain, allow me to express how glad I am that you have rejoined us, alive and unharmed. Shireen, light of my eyes, I am overjoyed to see you amongst us once more. Truly, the Exalted One is merciful for showing you the way back home. I hope all the Ashmags who left us to languish without our Lord Captain have already become food for demons. I do hope that we'll get a chance to have a conversation in private very soon. For now, however, I dare not steal any more of the rogue trader's precious time. Lord Captain, I'm so glad to see you. I nearly lost it when you up and disappeared on me. I was getting my stimulants and recaf. I barely slept, so I could just keep listening to the whispers for any clue on how to find you. The only other time I felt so powerless was Lady Theodora. Pardon me, Lord Captain. I'm talking nonsense. How much do you know about my abduction? Not much. All contact with your party was lost shortly after the supposed pirates boarding the ship and abducted. Your companion kinspeople immediately sent shuttles with the boarding parties to your aid. Didn't find anyone on the ship, save for the crew who had all either been butchered or driven insane. Since your lordship's body was never recovered, we hoped against hope that you were still alive. Alas, even our most alert auger operators never spotted anything suspicious, and thus ignominious failure put you in dire peril. Dare we inquire what happened to you? Your lad helped Drakari abduct me? No. My loyal servants, the accursed xenos, tried to take your leader from you, but their plan failed. I'm once again with you. Are you with me? That's a lie? I mean, it's not really. They did take me. It doesn't matter. As you command, your lordship. Where's my ship all this time? At an officer's council, we decided to take the ship to Footfall, where we can hear gossip of the entire expanse. Our agents tirelessly searched for information about your lordship. Had we even heard of a whisper you're imprisoned, we would immediately launch the rescue expedition. While you were away, Lord Captain, we took every effort to find you. That resulted in a number of modifications to the ship that have significantly upgraded it. Thanks to a favorable deal made by the esteemed High Factorum, the ship now is equipped with the state-of-the-art Argus system, the direction finders from Yavagama. Forced to return to my duties immediately. Hello, Nomos. We come back to welcome you. We sense we have a great deal has been done in vivid imprint on existence. You did something very important. What was it? I escaped the dark city of Xenos, showed them mercy? It suits you. What we see in you. Light connections without the urge to destroy. Not sure what mercy. I pretty much murdered most of them. Did I almost say it correctly? I'm glad to learn you're understanding me. No one else is not glad too. We must go now. We will speak to you later. We felt sadness we could no longer communicate with you, and we're worried about your fate. Your Lordship, I must report highly compromising information about a member of your retinue, namely Mistress Hadari again, who it turns to be nothing of the sort but a commoner, a fugitive from the law, and a deserter of the Imperial Guard. I have solid evidence to prove it. How'd you come to know this? Your Lordship's absent. The person who we presently know as Jay made concerted effort to find you. After contacting all of the cold traders in the section, she approached an individual by the name of Mercy, a highly influential and infamous figure in the Casablanca mission. He was paid an eye-watering sum directly from your own coffers. Fearing that the predatory interests of the Casablanca would pose a threat to your coffers, I began my own investigation. It was entirely reasonable to suspect collusion on some kind of between Hadari and Mercy. My suspicions were confirmed. The two were connected. It was from Mercy's associates that are required compromising intelligence on Hadari. I want to know the details. I may have overlooked some nuances, but I have solid evidence that the person who presently known as Jay Hidari serves in the 19th Fleet Regiment, and was identified as a perpetrator from numerous incidents of theft and smuggling, as well as desertion. This individual is not noble birth, but the lowest origins. Okay. I already knew she was a smuggler. Alright, I wish to see Jay. Shot me, didn't you, you wannabe quester? Don't miss a thing, you servant, Mykillangelo. They're sneaky as they climb up the Grok's arse to find out. They want to know. We need to talk about your past. Only if the scum slings his hook.
Well, your lordship, ask away. I'll tell it like it is. I'm not going to try to wriggle out of it.
Just tell me your real story.
So what do you want to hear, Shireen? A children's tale about a beautiful princess. A ballad about a queen of thieves. How about a new story, Sherry? Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived on a sand-covered lump of rock. And the core of that rock contained untold riches for servants of the Imperium. The girl scraped out those riches with her little hands, breaking her back and coughing up her lungs, on behalf of people who had never clapped eyes upon her, and who would never know her name. She did this every day until she turned 16. And then his servants came and drafted the girl into the 19th Ifrit Regiment. Can you imagine? Of course, the regiment was wiped out on its first sortie. But the girl survived. The Exalted One protects. So what was next? Years serving in the Astra Militarum, just a shitload of hard labor, and fighting, and deals, and shady connections, and new opportunities. But everything in this world ends sooner or later, Shireen. The now not-so-little girl went and fell in with the Kasbalika. She saved up a little gold, and she even indulged in excess from time to time. Until living the good life almost cost the little girl her head after her patrons got caught in an internal investigation between the Officio Prefectus and Departamento Munitorum. So the girl ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, until her eyes and the beams of fortune brought her to the Expanse. A shitty story, all things considered, Shireen.
Yeah, family?
The folks on Footfall are my only family, Shireen. The trickster twins and the rest of the rabble, plain-talking and loyal as dogs. And sometimes as dull as the pommel of a worn-out blade.
This used to be an Imperial Guard.
Corporal Haydari reporting for duty, sir. I've had enough of the Astra Militarum shit to last a lifetime, Shireen. And my body's collected enough souvenirs from run-ins with xenos and heretics to last 2 lifetimes. Except, when it comes to the Guard, there's no such thing as used to be. That wretched life sank its claws into me good. But that also means I remember what it's like to be a small, shaking, insignificant pawn. And that's why I appreciate what I have now all the more.
How did you get involved with the Kasbalika?
What? You think it's difficult? Once me and my fellow guardsmen snuck into the upper city in search of a good watering hole, where the high and mighty of that world congregated. Another time, our regiment was sent to defend the tallest spires on a hive world. And I had an epiphany. I saw how the other half lives. And by half, I mean the ones born with a diamond spoon in their mouth, instead of an entrenching shovel rammed up their arse. My eyes were open to the truth, Shireen. The Imperium is full of opportunities, even for people like myself. The trick is knowing whose palms to grease, whose boots to lick, whose throat to squeeze, and whose arses to kick. I was very popular with everyone in the Guard Command, you see. I'd procure things for them, whatever they wanted. And so the Kasbalika took notice.
That explains the lung transplant, but what about the hand?
It was orcs. Not everything I say is a lie, Shireen.
I see.
Whoop the fu- Never mind.
Did you really look for me? Were you hoping to save me?
It's not as if I could just abandon you. Even smugglers have principles and feelings. Unfortunately, all I managed to do was spend a pile of your thrones without anything to show for it. None of the operatives who do business with Xenos knew where to find him. Not even Mercy. I shouldn't have reached out to him. He helped me move to the Expanse and set up business here a long time ago. But I liked it better when he was safely in my past.
A killer? No. And your new persona?
Are you worried I'm going to start spitting on the deck and shriveling your officers' ears with my foul tongue? Don't be, Shireen. I much prefer being seen as a princess rather than a deserter. I'll continue to play the part in front of the others, but you wanted to talk frankly, so I've dropped the act.
You once told me the truth?
Not once, if you can believe it. By the way, Shireen, I'm not really a princess. I'm filthy, underhive scum, and I've been lying to you the whole time. I would have been flung out of your bed so fast, it would take my scream a few seconds to catch up.
Well, if you're wondering whether things have changed for me now, the answer is no. You haven't changed, and my feelings haven't changed.
Really? And you are very, very strange. And I am very lucky. Praise be to the Exalted One.
I think we covered everything.
Sir, yes, sir. Your Lordship, Shireen. I'll be here, all primed and ready to go.
Now then, Lord Kenneth, shall we get to business? We have a number of items to go over. The Expanse is in flames. Your Lordship's squadrons and smaller groups of despicable Drukhari raid our systems. The cult of the Final Dawn has emerged full force, wreaking havoc everywhere. I've heard of rumors of the fall of Santil's pride, the House of Corridor world, an outrageous sacrilege given how abundant the Expanse Prometheum was there. Strife was broken up between the House Winterscale and House Corda. Chaos reigns everywhere. The only esteemed Lord Inquisitor is trying to fight it, concentrating on all available forces at Footfall to tighten them to a fist to smash the rampaging heretics and xenos vermin. What kind of xenos are attacking the Expanse? Drukhari, your lordship. Squadrons both large and small are invading the Expanse, unleashing carnage on planets, taking captive by the thousands, and attacking ships. Something has poked their nest, if you will. Now they're lashing out. Well, how fare the words of my dynasty? Heretics' malicious acts, making it difficult to maintain astropath contact with the colonies. The cult of the Final Dawn strikes everywhere. The sleeper agents are active on every planet. On Vibos 6, a mutiny was crushed after a group of newly arrived prisoners succumbed to blasphemous propaganda. But other worlds stand firm against the onslaught of the enemies of humanity and do not succumb to their pernicious influence. So, Calcazar led the defense? Exactly. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor declared himself commandant of the Kronos Expanse and the issues ordered requisition troops, made Footfall his base of operations as the most logistically convenient point. From there, his fleet strikes through the Expanse, destroying the force of Cult the Final Dawn, the abominable Drukhari. The all be current stands in the way of the Expanse, being turned into ashes. When heretics laid siege to Euphrates II, a hollowed forge of Cognizant's fleet, Lord Inquisitor sent an enormous force. Now they and the Explorator squadrons recall from the front lines. They stand together against the heretics in the Battle of the Sacred Planet. Okay, what's the problem between Incendia and Kalagos? The esteemed Lord Inquisitor called upon the rogue traders to join his forces. Ladyship Incendia heeded the summons, while his lordship Kalagos ignored it. Rumor has it that his refusal was a defiant in manner and served as a pretext to Lady Corda to declare war on the House Winterscale. Winterscale ships are being hunted, and his worlds occupied under the pretense of compelling them to submit the Imperial Creed. Surprisingly, for all his love for fighting, Winterscale is in no hurry to defend his domain. According to intercepted astropathic messages, and his retinue are currently on Quetzalcoatl Temper, hunting down Xenos fleets. Aladare by all appearances. Anything else I should know? There's been a minor development. If you wish, I'll be glad to bring you up to speed on the bridge. I will not take away time on this occasion. Alright, thank you. Lord Captain, allow me to make a request, a personal one. While you were away, Zachary Weiss received an astropathic message from Dargonus. It concerns my family. The Versarians were accused of betraying House Van Valancius. How is that possible? I cannot comprehend it. Versarians have served the Rogue Trader dynasty loyally for generations. This is hard to admit, but I'm simply crushed by the news. Accusations were on a leveled by or on behalf of the Drive Stems, the governor's family. Under normal circumstances, the investigation would not have required your involvement. my entire family would have been, without being a noble stock, Bessarians were entitled, under the ancient custom, to petition for Lord Trader personal protection once in a generation. Your personal protection, Lord Captain, do not deny us that honor, I implore you. What was your family guilt? What if? I will take part in the investigation. Will do, Lord Captain. I like him. I don't want to piss him off. And everybody wants to talk to me when I come back. Thank you for agreeing to hear me out, Lord Captain. Here's the deal. After all what happened recently and the voices in my head suddenly flared up and started gabbing worse than before, I don't get the wrong idea. I've handled them just fine, but I think I know a way I can get them to settle down a bit. I keep having the same vision over and over again. I'm walking down a corridor and there's a door in the end. I know it's right behind the door is a blissful silence. All I've got to do is reach out and open it, so I touch it with my fingers and I can feel cold, rough metal. And then all of a sudden I snap out of it and I always find myself staring at a wall of some compartment or another. Look behind me and the doors are always open. I have no memory how I got there. What happened? I'll cut to the chase. Please help me find that door. I'm not joking. It's a matter of life and death. My gut tells me it's my last chance to deal with my powers. If I don't, we'll find the door. Knew you wouldn't leave me behind. Or leave me in a bind. As soon as I have a sense we're close, I'll let you know. Alright.